morning! How is everybody? I am Jeff Blankenburg. I'm running a little late this morning. I was on a fantastic call with a friend of mine who is doing some cool things, and I only got finished a couple minutes ago, so it took me some time to get everything set up here and rolling and whatever. But we're here and we're good and we're live. So I know that I did not change the subject line for this stream, so let me go do that first. Because as much as I wish I was unboxing another set of Echo frames, I'm in fact not doing that today. What's happening here? What's going on? So let's figure out what's going on here. Do that. We need to change this to be builds a casino. Whoa. Casino skill. Lots and lots to talk about too. All right, I'm back. We're good. Sorry for that. So what I want to do is get into some of the new information that I have for you guys today. So one of the first things that I want to talk about is I'm using a new laptop. I know I've been talking about this forever. I've had a new laptop since November. But I've had a number of IT issues, none of which were related to the machine not working. It was all software related, connecting to the corporate network and VPN and all that other kind of stuff. But as of Tuesday, I picked up the machine. It's now working, I think, like I'd expect, and we're going to have some growing pains because I've tried to get everything up and running here on this new machine, but font sizes are weird. I'm going to have to think about my Twitch stream again and what the layout is, because I'm struggling with getting the layout the way that I want it to work. And so we'll just jump over and look at it. So this should look very similar, right? We're not doing anything different here, but you can notice that this bar up here is really tiny, and font sizes tend to get much smaller, so I'm having to blow some things up more than I normally would. But in general, I feel like we're on our way. I think that I'm going to have to play with some resolutions and tweak some things, and honestly, I want to change the entire layout of this anyway. I want to have that box where my video is, this is me dancing here. I want to have that smaller or less prominent. I don't know. I like being able to see someone's face, and I don't like green screens, as is indicated by my backdrop. So I have to figure out what to do with this box, or how to best make it work. I might do some masking, maybe, so that maybe I stand more over here, and then we just kind of cut. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out eventually. So the new laptop is a big piece of this, and you can see that I do have it working. So as I come in here, your current balance is not this. If I say bet 5 on poker, right, this is our Alexa skill. You can see that it's still running here locally, so that's the good news. And over here, I guess I can turn my volume.
You want to play next?
So we're at the place where we've kind of stubbed out our skill, at least for trying to play the games, right? We've thought about how people are going to indicate that they want to play a game. And then we've been able to capture their wager and the game type that they actually want to play, and gone through all that. Oh, that's the other thing I need to do. Thank you for the reminder, Goldzulu. I need to come onto this machine, and we need to do some things. So let's do chat Casino bot. What? Oh, I didn't bring it over yet. Well, maybe we should solve that problem first. CD chat Casino. What happens if I say node index.js? What happens there? Yeah, see, that's the wrong version. So I don't even have the... Here, I'm going to have to step away for 1 second. I'll get it up and running on my other machine, and then we'll be good. These are the things that I need to take care of before I get on stream. All right, Gold Zulu. It should be running now. So let's give that a run. If I come over here to my chat, yeah, everything's just so small. I don't even care about this panel. Can we minimize? There we go. Okay, so casino is running. I'm glad to see that is working, Gold Zulu. Leaderboard is there. I'm still holding on for hope. But I've been really torn. As you guys have seen, I've been kind of thrashing a little bit on thinking about how to build this casino properly. So what I'm really trying to do is eliminate a situation in which I'm having to rewrite a bunch of code over and over and over for each of these implementations. In a perfect clean world, I would have kind of what we've talked about. I'd almost have like a node module that I could install in each one of these projects, and it would be standalone, and it would do everything that it needs to do when I need to do it. But I'm feeling like that's unrealistic. First of all, building a node module that only I can use that has a dependency on Airtable, all of that feels very irresponsible. But it doesn't feel wrong to build it. It just feels wrong to provide it in a way that is available to others to try to use. So I think what I really want to do... Oh, good morning, Karthik. Good morning. I think what I really need to do is just think carefully about how I have this Chatsino logic and what I can... Oh, thank you. I don't know that dapper is really the word for me today. I have a sweatshirt on and a pair of shorts, but thank you. Thank you. I am trying to decide how I best want to approach this. So I have this Chatsino folder, right? And inside here I have things like blackjack and craps and poker and whatever. And all of this is callable. Karthik, did you get sick? I did not hear that you got the COVID. But Gold Zulu is asking questions like maybe you got the illness? I'd love to know more about that. I hope you're well. Health keeps going up and down. I did not... How did I miss that? Oh, not COVID. You're just sick. Whew. Okay. I can deal with sickness. That's fine. Okay, so we want to come over here, and what we need to be able to do is think about how we want to call this stuff. So one of the things that I've noticed already is that in my Alexa skill, let's get rid of the terminal here a little bit, is that down here at the bottom, I have this, right? And I'm calling in, and I'm calling the data module, and I'm saying, give me the user that I want. I feel like this is where I'm going to end up, is I was trying to initially think about how I build this casino stuff, and I was thinking it needed to be completely standalone, like the other applications, the Alexa skill, the Twitch bot, the Discord bot, whatever, that all of them would function best by not having any knowledge of what's going on inside the casino. And I think that that's probably unrealistic for what I want to do here. And it's going to create a lot more work than I necessarily want to do also, and make everything harder to do. So what I've done here is I have this function, get user by user ID, and I had to tweak this a little bit, but if I go into this, and then I go into data, and I look at get user by user ID, one of the things that I had to do was rip out the process.env, because it wasn't working the way I wanted here locally. So I've swapped it out for a keys file, and I think this keys file is what I'm going to use for everything. I've excluded it from my GitHub repository, so it won't be published up there, but I think this is where I'll just keep all these kind of identifying factors for each kind of, for the Chatsino, basically. And so in here, I'm making a call out, and I'm trying to get the user. If for some reason when I pass in the user's ID, I don't get anything, then what I do is I create a user record, and that's what this function is here, where I basically just create the record and resolve it, which gives me back a user record. So no matter what, I get a user. And then, I don't know why update score is in here. Let's see. Do I use update score? It does look like I'm giving you 1 credit. I don't know that I like having that logic there, but I guess that's okay. Because I do grab your user record every time that you interact to make sure that I have the most recent data. So get user by user ID is doing its thing, and you can see over here that I'm able to say things like bet 5 on slots.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. What do you want to play next?
And so this is recognizing that, now normally this would have played out the game, right? But we don't have all of that logic written, but we're really close. And I think it'll be easy for us to kind of make that transition here, maybe even on stream for the slots game. I just need to be really clear that the language stuff lives on the side of the chatbot or the Alexa skill or whatever, and the logic for the game itself, anything that determines the outcome of the game, should be held by the casino, so that I'm managing that as frequently as I can. Okay, so excuse me, W. Giorgio, 2 million. I didn't even notice that on the leaderboard. 2 million? Man, the rich get richer. One of these days, you're going to bet like $1.5 million and lose. And Kevin Evans will celebrate, even though he's not here today. All right. So let's talk about this. We have an Alexa skill that works. One of the things that I should do is point it to the new table, because I really want to make sure that I'm pointing to the right places. So let's go look at Airtable for a moment. Oh, this is so small. Okay, this is my user database for the casino that we're using right now. So I'm going to back up, and I'm going to go to the new one that we've constructed. I feel like this is a new Death Star. And in this case, we can get rid of this record. Delete the record. Let's take a look at, I don't need views right now. I have Twitch username. I might need, I'm going to need another one, which is Alexa user ID. These will be all of your different identities eventually. And then I have balance, I have available balance, I have current wagers. That's all that I really have for now. So what I first need to do is swap this out. And I wish there was a way, I don't think that there is, but I wish there was an easy way to be able to see the specifics about my table. Base description. No. So that isn't what I want. What's share do? So just so you guys know what I'm trying to do, I'm going to open a new table, but api.airtable.com. I'm going to have to really work on these resolutions. And if we come in here and look at data, I don't know why I have to go to the API to see this. It seems like this should be something that you share with me anywhere. But if I come to JavaScript and I choose like create records, okay, let's look at a different table. So, and I choose create records. You can see here that I have the database ID, and I'm going to copy that because that's the thing that I really need to refer to this table. And this is where we have to go to camera time so that I'm not sharing this with the world. I have a dude with a string trimmer running right outside my office window. So we're going to change out this for a different table, and hopefully it just works. I don't think that there's actually a chance it works, but let me close my keys file, and then we'll get back to it. So, what's my password? I will not be sharing my password, Karthik, but thank you for asking. So in here I have create user record, and this is where I create a user, where user ID, so this needs to be, oh man, see, I'm already doing it. How do I specify this? This is part of the skill. No, this is part of the casino. I'm trying to create a new user record. Well, we're going to have to figure that out, because this is going to be Alexa user ID. I can't have it live like this, though, because Twitch will do it a different way. And Alexa user ID will look like that. Currency is no longer the thing. Now it is balance. Down here, that means that this needs to be balance. And I think that's good. Jeff, have I tried the controls framework? No, I don't know what the controls framework is. Well, unspecified software knows what's high in the middle and round on the ends. It's what's round on the ends and high in the middle, if you really want to sing the song, Clark. But yeah, it's Ohio. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's go back and take a look at our skill. I'm just gonna refresh this page. And we'll try opening the skill now and maybe run into errors.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
What a surprise. We just changed out our entire back end and it didn't work. So, cannot read property length of undefined. Oh, well that's an easy fix. This needs to be Alexa user ID. See, yeah, there's another place I'm going to have to fix this. So, try again. Let's quit. Did we encounter another error? Currency, where did I... Am I doing a bunch of other weird stuff that I'm not aware of? Currency. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, Jeff. Okay. Later, W. Giorgio. Thanks for coming by, man. All right, let's try it again.
Welcome to the Chatsino. What would you like to do?
Great. And then in this table, if we come back to our user table, I have a new user record. That's exciting. And we've created the user record. This is all working marvelously. So when we start the skill, it auto creates a record in the database for us. It gives them an initial balance of 100 plus 1. And now I need to go back to thinking. I know you guys really enjoy watching me think. So we need to we get our user by user ID. Let's take a look at our index file. Nope, not that one. Thought I was low enough level. This one. And in here, what we do is we save our session attributes. We save our user record. And then we make sure that it's not an error. I don't know why we care that. Probably because we don't want to retain error messages and stuff. I don't know. We'll I don't remember why I do that, but we'll figure it out. So in the error, it's so weird. I actually don't know why I'm doing that, but that's okay. So I have. It looks like I could probably comment that out. We're doing a good job of logging just from the bespoken tools that we're using. So when you load up the skill, ooh, I got a delivery. Alexa, clear my notifications.
Delete all notifications, right?
Yes.
Okay, deleted your notifications.
Okay, so we come in, I get your user record if it exists, and if it doesn't exist, then I create one and return it. And then I save your user record information into my session attributes. So that happens no matter what. No matter what you ask the skill to do, you'll land in that place. And then I should be able to do things like bet 5 on slots, right?
You wagered 5 coins on slots. What do you want to play next?
And so wagering 5 coins gets me to the appropriate handler. So if I want to get into my handlers, which are here somewhere, we'll look at start slots intent. And in here we're doing nothing, right? All we're doing is telling them that we've recognized that they've made a wager on the appropriate game and say, what do you want to play next? What we need to do here is make calls into the slots module to actually run a game of slots. And so the way this should work in a perfect world, and maybe it will, is we will have something called result. I mean, in a perfect world, this is how this would work. I would say await chatsino dot slots dot play. And in here, I would give it my user. The wager that they've made, which is wager. And I think that's it. We've tweaked how we think about these functions, but it's in a different code base. So it might be worthwhile for us to try to start moving some of that code base over too. So let's save that just for a minute. I think this is my perfect world scenario, is that on the Alexa side of things, it's aware that these functions exist, but I just call slots.play, and it does everything that I need it to do for me. So let's open a new window actually. New window. And in this window, we're going to open a folder for the chatsino. And this is the new code base that we've been working on that was meant to try to be that standalone thing, right? So I have a slots set of functions. I wonder if I could, if I open up a terminal on this one, I wonder if I could just do, that's probably not going to work. No. Because I don't have almost anything installed. I do have tests. I think I need to do just a quick little install on everything that is needed for this project. Cool. Now we should be able to do npm run test, and we should be able to see my event. Whoa, we failed. Why did we fail? Oh, because I don't have the keys file. Well, that makes sense. So maybe what we should do is just take this, get user by user ID. Is this over here? Yeah, I think what I should probably do is just take, let's go back here, do this the manual way. If I go to my GitHub folder, and we take this Chatsino folder, I think I can just take all of that. Man, this is risky. We'll see. I can't even see these. This one, Lambda. What if we just blow all of this away? I'm always worried to do that, so we'll do that, and then this, bringing all of those. I think it is working, Karthik. Although I haven't played with it in a little while. You're playing craps, so you can't bet on 5. So I think if I were to start a game of craps, it should be working. So you would say like bet 10 on pass line. There you go. And so then you can say roll dice. But so I'm rolling for my game and you're rolling for your game. So you can make multiple bets and go through that whole process. But it's just a game for you. You've created just a game of craps for yourself. So you roll whenever you want to roll and whatever. But it is working. Pika program. Thank you for the water. Do I see Justin Jefferson in the background? I think I see he might be here. That's always cool. It's good to have Justin here. So let's see what I've broken. Oh, did it block out the word craps? That's pretty funny. Okay, so I've replaced. If we look at our Chatsino now, it's changed dramatically. I think the first useful thing to do would be to just see if our skill even still works. So I'm gonna start over at the beginning though. We're gonna go back to where I don't even have a user record. And let's see if this still, it's definitely not going to work. I just realized one thing that will not work. The user by user ID, this needs to be Alexa user ID. This needs to be balance. We just made these changes, but we're going to make them again. And then balance here, and balance here. Okay, so let's just see if the magic can happen. You guys know how much I love to do this, and how much I love to break things. So open the Chatsino. I have no user record. Go.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Yeah, there was an error. What was the error? Cannot read property. Get user by user ID. Hey, Mr. Smoofy, welcome. 42 coins is solid. Get user by user ID of undefined is undefined. Get user by user ID. That certainly seems to be there. It's quite a substantial error. Cannot read property get user by user ID. And we're talking about the index line 135. Let's go look at what's happening on 135. Chatsino. I think that's all I was missing. It was just setting up that index file. What do you mean the format is wrong? Are you saying that I should be able to handle it either way? So you said give 10,000 to Mr. Smoofy, and it's looking for the user first. I don't know that that's necessarily a bug. I mean, I did handle it on purpose that way. But the idea is to be able to say give Karthik 10,000 or whatever, right? So while I don't know that it's a bug, I'm getting the feedback that maybe I should make that work, which is a very valid piece of feedback. All right, let's try this again. If I look at my data table, did I ever create a record? I did not. Good. So let's try it again. Let's quit. Does that create a record? Does not. Good. It's the help message? Oh, it is the help message. Wow. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, the help message is backwards. That makes sense.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
Okay, we can work our way through this. I thought that I had brought the keys file over. No? Okay, well this is why we archive stuff sometimes. So let's just go look in our trash for a file called keys. I think I can probably throw this archive in the trash too. Okay. Try one more time.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
What are we doing now? Lambda, Chatsino, keys. I thought I just did that. Just to make sure I have the right file. There's most certainly... thanks, Karthik. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. GitHub, Chatsino, Alexa, Lambda, Chatsino, keys. That file exists. Try me again.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
No such file or directory. I have a folder called Lambda. I have a folder called Chatsino. Inside there, I have a file called keys.js. What? Icon 33, welcome. Hey, hey. We're trying to figure out why I broke something. Or how I broke something. That certainly seems right to me. This looks like JavaScript. You are correct. This is, in fact, JavaScript. We're trying to figure out why it thinks this file doesn't exist, even though that file is right here. And I don't know that I know the answer to that. I also don't know why it thinks we're having such problems here. There we did the thing. Okay, so the file exists. You're just lying to me. Oh. Sometimes you have to restart the editor. I don't think it's that. I think it's npm run dev. I think it's that I didn't have that running. Let's see. That I can live with. That's an easy error. So in here, get user by user ID. We need this to be Alexa user ID, but we also need this, Alexa user ID. Did we create a record yet? No, good. Okay, so let's give this one more try. I think we're good now. Open the casino.
Welcome to the Chatsino. What would you like to do?
Okay, so it was just a little bit of tweaking that we needed to make because we'd made some minor changes to the wrong code base, but we are now good, and we should now be able to say, like, bet 5 on slots, and that should work.
Jeff, there was an error.
Well, that's
What should
fine.
we do now?
Because the error was likely related to me trying to do the new thing. Cannot read property play of undefined in the start slots intent line 8. Right here. Okay, that's great. I can live with that because that's where we left off. So let's go look at our casino logic. And we have a slots game called play. And I have a user and a wager that I pass in. All of that seems like what I would expect it to be. So why do you say that it doesn't exist? Well, if we look at this, play is right there. And it looks like it takes user and wager, and all of that looks great. And if I say index, oh, it's because I didn't import slots. This is just us growing pains as we get into this. Slots equals require. And this is good. This is good for us to do. It keeps us fresh and on our toes. And now it should work. So now I should be able to say, well, no, I don't actually want that to happen yet. I just want to hit this intent. So what if I comment this line out for just a moment? We'll make sure we can bet 5 on slots.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. What do you want to play next?
Okay, so now we'll try this again where we call play, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens here.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
No kidding, there was an error. Let's see. Cannot read property record ID of undefined. So let's see what it did to our database first. You can see that I have a user record in the game table. Those are all old records, so we're going to delete all of those. Those are from old user testing. And then we also can get rid of all these. Okay, so delete all the selected records. That's great. So what it should do, icon 33, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for. And I have a chatbot running. Actually, if you're in the chat, you've already earned some coins. It's based off of this idea. So if you type balance, you can see what your balance is. I have about 10,000, but you probably have 112 or something like that. And so you can play all of these casino games here. 108. You get 1 coin for every message you post in chat. And so you can say things like poker 5, and it will bet 5 on a game of video poker for you. And you can see I got a pair of 7s, so I won 5 coins there. The same thing goes for slots. I can bet 5 on slots, and I won 15 coins because I hit a cherry, so that's pretty cool. The 5 that I'm indicating at the end is how much I want to bet. You can bet up to all of your money, but not more. And so if you don't indicate a bet, it will bet half of your amount. So if you have 108 coins and you just say exclamation point slots, it will bet 54 coins for you. And then the last one is roulette. And this one requires a little more work because you have to specify a bet and a position. So I can do like roulette 5 red. And I won 5 coins on the roulette wheel. Mr. Smoofy lost 100 coins on the slot machine. And he has 10,417 coins. Yeah, I'm going to be adding a GUI to the stream, but I haven't built that yet. So this is all from scratch. So we're just continuing to work on this idea of building a casino that can run everywhere. But you can do all of this stuff right here in the chat for right now, and eventually with Alexa, and then eventually I'm going to add some visuals to what's happening here. Well, thank you, Icon. That's very flattering. This has just been a kind of a fun project to work on, and trying to centralize the casino logic to be able to function across Twitch and Discord and Slack and Alexa has definitely been an interesting experiment. And then also trying to figure out how to make it so that when someone like spins the slots reels, like it would be super cool to have something appear on the screen that shows that they're playing slots. But there's so much to build. And until I get one of them working, I feel like I'm not ready to branch out to all of that just yet. But we'll get there. Okay, so we called our play function. It was not able to read the property record ID of undefined in create game. So let's go look at our create game file, which doesn't exist. Icon 33 with the follow. Thanks, man. I am here for nothing short of inspiration, and I'm glad that I was able to do that for you. Create game is looking for... You're saying that you couldn't find a record ID in my user record? But I think you can. I think, in fact, you very much can. Where's my session data here? I have user.recordID right here. We are one closer to the costume stream, which we're at 494, everybody. That's another thing we can check. Icon 33. If you have some friends and you want to have them swing by, we're trying to get to 500 followers. I promised I would do an entire episode dressed as an X-Wing pilot. And we have 494 followers right now. So we need 6 more. And I had a couple of people join me off stream the last day or two. So it's nice to have people joining up and following and playing along. But yeah, there will be a lot of stay on target for sure. So I have a record ID. Why do you say that I don't have a record ID? You have no friends. Oh, that's all right, Icon. Thank you anyway. But this has been a lot of fun to build and play with. And we still have so far to go. Why don't I have a record ID? You say right here. You say right here that cannot read property record ID of undefined. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing. Okay. Doing it right here. I made a commitment to myself that I was going to stop doing this. I'm just setting user record equal to... Yeah, it's because I got rid of the fields. That's the issue. So let's go back and try playing the game again and see what we get. This is not going to work. I want to set expectations there. But we should get something. Field amount cannot accept the provided value. So, okay, so we got here, and we got to the place where we want to create a bet, if I had to wager. If we look at game, you can see that I've created an active game. I've not assigned a user to it because this is... What is this pointing at? Because it's a Twitch username. But I do have a user ID, so that's good. And then inside the game, Trav55s, we're going to go with Trav55s. Is that right? I wasn't able to put the value amount in here. Why wasn't I able to put the value amount? So if we create a game, all we do is create the game. So I need to go to my play file inside slots because that's where the logic for this is. So I come in here and I check and make sure that you're making a valid wager. This checks for things like, do you have enough money? Have you locked up bets in other places? You wouldn't be able to gamble that kind of money, all that. So I have your user record and I have the wager that you've provided me. What did I call this with? I called it with wager, right? So if we think about start slots intent, I'm passing in wager, which is the, yeah, that should work. Okay, so in here, maybe I have to do some parse inting or something. Maybe we should look at what our... user wager, and then it wants game, but... Well, let's go look at that. Create wager. Amount. So I just keep passing that wager right through, and it seems to be fine. So what if I do a... where do we want to do that? Here? This is probably the right place. Parse int. Just to make sure that we're actually getting a number. And then that calls play, wherever that file went. I still don't understand the logic for VS Code as to when I click on a file. Sometimes it'll open it, sometimes it'll just flip it for another file. I don't know what I'm doing to make that happen. So then in here with play, we should get something. Well, let's just save and try it again. Let's see what we got. What? Okay. Open Chatsino.
Welcome to the Chatsino. What would you like to do?
Perfect. That's all perfect. I want to bet 5 on slots, please.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. What do you want to play next?
Well, that's good. That means it didn't break. Let's go look at our data. So I have a new game. Oh, it did work. Okay, cool. So we can get rid of this record. So this is the way this process works now, and I'll do it again just so we can demonstrate. Let me delete all these. We'll do it again just so I can show how the processing actually happens, and this will make it much easier for more complex games. That's the biggest thing that I've changed about the casino lately, is that every time that you play a game, there's a game record created, and then there's a wager record or multiple wager records created for that game. And at some point, the game is closed. I don't know what the rules will always be for how I close a game. Like, a game of craps is never really closed. But a slot machine game is most certainly closed. A game of blackjack is probably just the one hand. Yeah, well, we'll have different rules for each, but I want you to see how this works. So I'm going to leave the wager table open, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to say bet 5 on slots. And what you should see is a wager record gets created as active, and
you
then
wagered 5 coins on slots. What do you want to play next?
It flipped over to completed. So I can see that they lost. I don't know why I don't write the outcome down, because that means they got nothing. Although I feel like I should still write down what their outcome was. That would be really interesting to look at. Can I do that? So if I do resolve bets, is this where resolve bets is the thing that does that? This is all logic that I've written that you guys probably haven't even seen before. So if I look at cashier, resolve bets, this is where I'm setting. Yeah, see, I don't know the result. All I know is the outcome. That's why I didn't do it that way. So just so you guys know, I can run this a couple more times. Hopefully we'll get a win. But I bet 5 on slots. We'll just do this a couple times.
You wager. You wait. You wait. You wait.
Okay.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. What do you want to play next?
You can see here that, maybe I do think I want to record that though. No, I can't do that, because a bet will have potentially multiple outcomes. I think about situations like craps. I have a bet on the pass line, and I hit a 7. I win, but my bet actually stays there. So I think this is probably the right play. When a bet is completed, then I show the result. And so you can see on this one I won. And so I hit 1 cherry. The odds were basically 1 to 3, 3 to 1, and then I have a cherry and any other 2. But it does. I can't do that. The thing that's very tempting for me is to record every outcome of everything, store all the data, because then you can make more choices later. But no, I don't think I can do that. But this field, I know I can change this. This should be called Twitch username. That's only relevant sometimes, but these are lookup columns. So once we move the Twitch stuff over here, which is probably a ways away, we'll be able to see, even on a wager, like it's just looking that record up for me, so there's no additional storage. This is a way for us to be able to identify that. So, okay, so I have a user. Users have games. The balance is working. You can see that I have a balance of 97 now. Let's take a look at why. Oh, because I keep earning coins, but I should have 10. I should have won 10 and all. I lost 10 in all of this. Plus this, yeah, that makes 97. Okay. So I have to remember that their balance is going to be reflected by the number of times they've posted messages too. So I am incrementing the user's balance by 1. Anytime I need to know if they can make a bet, I use available balance, and this is a calculated function based on the number of available of active wagers you have in the database. And so I take balance minus any active wagers you have, and this is how much you can actually gamble with. So I think we're good. Slots is working. I just need to tell you what the outcome was now, which is kind of what I was hoping for. So if we come in, so we can get rid of all this. This is ultimately how it should work. Get user by user. I don't have any of those. So in here, I have this object that gets passed back to me, and we're not doing anything with it yet. So let's take a look at logging this. And I can say result like this. No, we're going to want to JSON that. JSON.stringify. And save. Okay, so let's make one more wager and see what our outcome looks like. So down here at the very bottom of the
You
file.
wagered 5 coins on slots.
Cool.
What do you want to play next?
So I have my result right here. Let me scroll this up so you can see it better. My big head's in the way. I have this result record, and you can see in here that I'm passing who the user was. So I have all the user data. But then I also have somewhere the wager object. Current wager. So I have I have a game. The game has wagers. No, those are all still part of the user record. This is it. The wager is 5. The result was this. It was Bell Cherry Cherry. And the status is completed. This is the piece that I really care about, is how much did you bet and what was the result. So let's see if we can read that out pretty easily, because if that's the case, then we have a really nice clean interface for calling these games, which is really what I want. It's very tempting to use sound effects for this too, but that's extra scope. Let's just write that down. Use sound effects for revealing the slot results. I don't know what I would do for like diamond or orange. I just thought of it because I saw the bell. I don't know how I would actually do noises for each of these, but that's okay. So what I want to say is you wagered 5 coins. I know what the wager is. On slots. This is going to have to be let. If we say result dot result, goodness. Okay, result, then speak output plus equals and 1. I'm not passing back enough information. I know how much they bet, and I know what the result was, but I can't tell them how much they won, how many coins they won, because I didn't tell myself that. So we're going to have to go back a little bit. This is the first time I'm trying to integrate this, so that's natural sometimes. But if I come into play, I'm returning user, wager, result. There was no outcome, but shouldn't I still return an outcome? And I do have result. So result is the actual result. Did it put them in a different order for me, maybe? That does look like a lot of user data. There would be no outcome, but it seems weird that it would just exclude it from the JSON. I guess that's what it does. Okay. So what I really need is, do I have I don't even know what their winnings were. Okay, So I know how to handle this. I've given myself enough information. I was really getting hung up on the fact I feel like I've lost everybody today. The counter's down to 2. I know people are busy on a Friday. Okay, so I have this outcome. If the outcome does exist, then there will be some odds, and I can say and 1. Let's do this way. Result dot outcome dot odds times wager. Coins. Gold Zulu's still here. I'm glad you're here, man. It's okay. I don't take it personally. Like I said, the decision to do this was always I'm just gonna write some code in public, and if people want to join in or have a conversation, that's awesome. But if you're busy or can't come, also fine. Because at the end of the day, I just want to build this, and having you guys chime in and have conversations is awesome, but not a requirement. Else, speak output plus equals. You wagered 5 coins on slots and lost. Yeah, I have to be able to tell them what they got. Oh, I do have spin result. I do have the spin result, but I didn't. Yeah, I have result, so I can tell them what they got. Okay, and lost. So that's good enough for that. And got... I thought that I had built a helper function for this to read out my... get slot speech. Yeah. I love when I've already written code to solve problems. So we're going to do here helper.get slot speech spin result. Now this will be result dot spin result. You won 10 coins. That is not a winning spin. You lost. Wager coins. Okay. We'll take this out of the reprompt. I don't think I need that for right now. All right, let's see what happens here. Bet 5 on slots.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Always with the errors. Cannot read property length of undefined. I'm passing in a spin result. You're assuming that that's an array, which it is. Oh, because it's not called spin result. It's called result. And the reason for that is because it'll be different depending on the game. So result.result. And this isn't result.result. This is result.outcome. Okay, so we fixed two things at once.
You wagered 5 coins on slots and got cherries, grapes. You won 25 coins. What do you want to play next?
I need a good sound effect for that. That needs something. That needs some life, right? SSML sound effects. Alexa. No, that's not what I wanted. Sound library. And we decided we don't have like a win. Do we win? Let's go to the game show sounds. Game show positive. No, I don't like any of those. What's tally? Oh, we could use those. Just had all the messages happen. So let's take this and jump into our code here. Just put it right at the beginning of the you won or the you lost statement. So that's my positive. And then it's actually kind of cool how they start the same. This will be my negative. Let's see how that sounds.
You wagered 5 coins on slots and got orange, bell, grapes. That is not a winning spin. You lost 5 coins. What do you want to play next?
Okay, I want to tweak that up. With the sound effect, it makes me want to break this up a little bit. So you wagered 5 coins on slots. I want to say that. Then I want to take your sound effect. So like you wagered 5 coins on slots. Then we play the sound effect. And we can say you got cherry, whatever. You won this thing. Or you got like so. And so this should sound cooler.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got orange, bell, orange. That is not a winning spin. You lost 5 coins. What do you want to play next? You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got orange. You wagered 5 coins on slots.
Come on, win.
You got grapes, lemon, orange. You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got...
We're going to get a win here. Got to hear a win.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got...
This is like playing a real slot machine.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. You wagered 5 coins on slots. got.
That's a lot of losses.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got.
Man, I usually feel like I get a win about every 10.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got orange, cherries, orange. That is not a winning spin. You lost 5 coins. You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got orange, cherries. You wagered 5 coins on slots.
I think I'm going to lose that you wagered 5 coins. I think we're just going to start with the sound effect.
You got orange, bell, orange. You wagered 5 coins on slots.
Wow.
You got orange, cherries, orange. That is not a winning spin.
It's a lot of losing.
You wagered 5 coins on slots. You got orange.
I mean, the spins are changing, so I don't think there's any
You
logic
wagered
problems.
5 coins on slots. You got cherries, cherries, cherries.
Oh my gosh.
You won 55 coins. What do you want to play next?
That's a good win. All right, yeah, we're going to lose that you wagered part. I don't even think I need to do that. I'll just give you the noise, and then I'll say, you got cherry, cherry, cherry. You won 55 coins. I think that's probably it. Yeah, I could definitely randomize it. That's a good call, Goldoodle. But I don't want to be in the business of just parroting back to the user things that are true or false for them. Like, they said bet 5, and I think I've got enough logic to handle that properly. And this is something else that I'm going to have to check. This is where those statuses come in. You can see in here, if I look at the most recent result, that when I come back, I get this status completed. I'm going to have a status for, like, invalid wager. But then also, like, what kind of invalid wager? So there's going to be all these weird status messages that I'm going to have to anticipate or play with. I don't have to worry about positions on this one, but I am going to have to worry about those status messages. So I think I have to check if result.status equals completed. Can't do that. No, we should do a switch. Result.status case completed case insufficient funds case invalid wager. What else could kick it back to me here? Well, I know what completed's going to be, so let's take that. That looks like that. So what I need to do is look at the play game object option. And what happens if it's guess we could just do this, right? Else return status in. No, because I don't even know that. I guess I could just be generic about it. Gosh, I gotta be able to tell you that you bet 10 and you only have 5 coins. This is where boiling all this stuff down into like componentized modules makes this so much harder. Because if I was just mixing all this logic together, I would just check and make sure it's a valid wager. Well, let's just do that. Invalid wager. And then on this side, speak output. Your wager of is invalid. I hate this so much. Your current available balance is user.fields.available balance. Coins. Okay, so if I say bet 200 on poker, no, on slots. We timed out, really?
Welcome to the Chatsino. What would you like to do?
Bet 200 on slots.
You got grapes, bell, orange. That is not a winning spin. You lost 200 coins. What do you want to play next?
I got no error at all. What is my cashier doing if they're not validating? Is valid wager. Make sure that's all reset. Cool. So let's try that again. Let's make sure that bet 5 is working. Come on, spinny spin. Give me a win.
You got lemon, bell, orange. That is not a winning spin. You lost.
No.
You got grapes, lemon, orange. That is not a winning spin. You lost 200 coins. What do you want to play next?
Oh, because it's not available funds. It's available balance. Dummy. It's available balance. Set the balance back to 100. Go back, run a 5 slots. Okay.
You got grapes, cherries, grapes. That is not a winning spin. Jeff, there was an error.
Ooh, I like errors.
What should we do now?
Errors are exciting. That mean something changed. User is not defined. On this line 22, what are you talking about? User is not defined. Oh, it's result user. Okay.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Okay. User, wager, status. Are you happy now?
Your wager of 200 is invalid. Your current available balance is 99 coins. What do you want to play next? You got diamond, cherries, grapes.
Okay, so I think we're at least catching invalid bets now. Ooh, a win.
You got cherries, orange. You won 25 coins. What do you want to play next?
What do you want to play next? Well, I don't have anything else I can play next. But we have, for those of you that are still here, we now have Alexa playing a real game of slots using the real logic on the real database. Look at this. If I have all these games that have been played and they're all completed, this is my new game ledger. I now have a wager ledger. You can see I'm logging every time I get a win. Those things show up here. Man. All right. So maybe there's something to this. Maybe we're doing this right. I feel like I still hate how the invalid wager thing works, but it's working. And it's working the way that I want it to. I just wish that I could give them more specific reasons why they failed. Like because I'm going to get the same, like if I get the same message if I do this, right? Bet tacos on slots.
Okay. How much do you want to wager on slots?
Well, maybe we're solving that with the dialogue management. That would be pretty cool. Tacos.
Your wager of is invalid. Your current available balance is 122 coins. What do you want to play next?
Interesting. So I can't even get this to give me a bad value. Oh my gosh, that's something. So I can just say your wager is invalid. What if I say bet -10 on slots?
Slots. Got it. How much do you want to wager?
-10.
You got bell, cherries, orange. That is not a winning spin. You lost 10 coins. What do you want to play next?
Okay, so even if the user said -10, I still captured it as 10. I was very worried about them inverting their bets. But that's also working. Man, that dialogue management's actually saving me some work. That's good. Okay. Okay. I can get behind this. This is going to pump out a ton of records once people start playing, but that's why you pay for things, right? Delete all these records. Delete all these records. The user balance should still be reflected here. 113. We'll set that back to 100. Let's try it on a device. Gotta mute this one over here. Alexa, open Chatsino.
Welcome to the Chatsino. What would you like to do?
Bet 5 on slots.
You got grapes, cherries, cherries. That is not a winning spin. You lost 5 coins. What do you want to play next?
Play slots.
What is your bet on slots?
-20.
You got cherries, cherries, diamond. You won 100 coins. What do you want to play next?
Awesome. Why is my Facebook showing? Stop.
What do you want to play next?
Stop.
Goodbye.
And if we look, cherry, cherry, diamond is what that thing was. I really feel like I would like to save the actual outcomes of these. Maybe I just don't do it for craps, but what if I did... This is the outcome, but what if there's a result field? And then I'll do this will be the last thing I think I'm going to do before we kick out today, unless you guys have any questions. But in play, I resolve my bets. This is the thing that I want to go look at. Is in the resolving bets, I only pass the outcome, so I need to pass the result. And then inside resolve bets, I could say I think I can just do that. I think that's it. And then I'll have a result every time. This will be different for games like craps. But for a lot of the simple games, I think this will work. So if I do that now, and I say bet 5 on slots. Did I break something? Oh, because it's not result. It's capital R.
Welcome to the Chatsino.
Open Chatsino.
Welcome to the Chatsino. What would you like to do?
I would like to bet 5 on slots, please. Field result. Let's see if this gets it for us.
Welcome to the Chatsino. You got grapes, orange, grapes. That is not a winning spin. You lost 5 coins. What do you want to play next?
We can do better. We can do better. Result. Dot join. What does this do?
You got grapes, orange, grapes.
Yeah, I think that's all I
That
want.
is not a winning spin. You lost 5 coins. What do you want to play next?
That looks pretty cool. Especially for slots, but I could find creative ways to do that for poker hands as well. So now I want to see what a winner looks like. So we'll just keep spinning till we win one. And then I'm going to sign off and get some lunch.
You got.
This will also let me do analytics on the slots games. Oh, we got to win.
You got cherries, bell, orange. You won 15 coins. What do you want to play next?
I want to play the Show Me My Data game. Oh, yeah. That's going to look so cool. And we can do all sorts of interesting analytics on this to see if the frequencies of our randomization are actually doing their job. Man, this is cool. Okay. Let's do this. Delete and delete. I do a lot of deleting records for a while. I have my one user. They have a balance of 214. All of that is great. They have no games, no wagers. We're just joining the result. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay. I'm feeling really good about this. We have basic slots done for Alexa. The next step on Monday, I think we'll take on poker, and poker will be a new set of challenges. We won't make nearly as much progress on Monday, primarily because with poker we want it to be 2 turns, and I have not written any of that logic. So my hope is that we will continue to iterate on this play functionality, so that I say play the game and it goes, okay, cool. You bet 5. I've dealt you your cards. Which ones do you want to hold? We'll have to figure out how to hold cards, where we hold cards. I don't know how that's going to work. Like, where do we retain that if they decide to walk away? Lots of things to figure out. So Monday's going to be an adventure, but I think it'll be a good one. We're going to get deep into figuring out poker. So with that, I think we'll end it for today, because I'm starving, and we'll pick it up on Monday if I don't just start building a bunch of stuff over the weekend. So thank you guys all for tuning in. It was a small crew today, but a good one, and I'm glad that you guys are all here. So we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.